Hey guys, how are y'all doing? Jay with CRAFT, or Christian Recovery and Hope and Faith today. I know that's a long acronym, but we just call it CRAFT for short. And we're just blessed that you're here to join us and learn about God's gift and His forgiveness in our lives. Today's episode is about the 12 ways you can improve your recovery experience. Recovery cannot be done alone, and there's an experience behind it. And I hope that you follow these 12 tips in trying to learn how you you can work towards your recovery. So these 12 steps will help you and guide you along. Number one, the most important piece is that in recovery, besides having Jesus Christ in your life, number one is to have a support group and accountability partners that are of the same sex that you are. If you're male, you have a male accountability group and sponsor. If you're female, you have a female accountability group and a sponsor. Okay, and these people you need to be able to talk to your accountability group and your sponsors about anything that you're going through. They are key and important to the entire recovery process, because when you have that temptation, when you are struggling, you can give it over to them and they will help you understand where you're at in your recovery and can help you fight through your temptation, through your want to go back into your addiction or whatever your issue may be. Number two, when you're sharing with your accountability team or with your sponsor or even in small group, you want to be as honest as you want to be honest, because you don't want to tell a lie to your small group or to your accountability team or to your sponsor. Because if you're lying to them, then you're also lying to yourself and you're still in denial. So if you feel like you need to lie to your accountability team, to your small group or to your sponsor, talk to your sponsor about that and start working back through step 1. Go back to denial and work back through. Number 3, think about this as a process, okay? Recovery is a process, and it is a lifelong process. We are not perfect beings. We are sinful human beings. We suffer from temptations. We suffer from habits, and we are hurt, and we have hang-ups, and they affect the way we live our lives and everything that has to do with us in this world. So it is a new beginning. The old is gone. You are no longer that person. You are now new in Christ. Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, the new creation has come. The old is gone. The new is here. 2 Corinthians 5:17. So it even says it in the Bible that when you give your life over to Christ, that when you give up your addictions, when you give up your hurts, when you give up your habits, when you give up your hang-ups, that you are a new person. You are not what you used to be. You are new. Okay? Number 4, realize that drugs, alcohol, addiction, or other activity that is related to that will not fix you. Only God and you working together can fix you. Your mother can't fix you. Your father can't fix you. Your sister, your brother, your friend, your spouse, whoever, they cannot fix you. Only you, with the work of God and with Jesus Christ, can fix you. But you have to be willing to give your life over to Him to be fixed. And there is it's a full process of being completed. And honestly, it's not completed here. It's completed when you meet Jesus in heaven. Number 5, participate in large groups and in small groups, sharing with your accountability partners and outside of your large group and small groups. With those accountability partners or with a group of people that you feel comfortable with, that you feel safe with. You can't get everything out inside of large group or small group. It just there's too much to be done. Now, step studies can help in that. Yes, because they're dedicated to going through each step of the recovery process. So a step study is different than your typical large or small group, and you have more time to discuss the things that you're going through. So if you're not in a step study, but you're in a place where you are ready to start one, you need to find one in your area that is getting ready to start, or is still in book one and that you can catch up to. All right. So step study, step study, step study, and talk with your accountability group, that group of safe people. Number 6, the right group is absolutely essential. You may have to attend several different groups to find the one that fits you. If you go to the first one and it doesn't fit you, or you feel uncomfortable, or something's not right, it's okay to say, okay, I need to go find somewhere else. But don't just stop going because that first group didn't fit you. Keep looking for the right group. It'll find you, and you'll find it. But if you just give up, then you haven't done anything. You're not working your recovery. So you need to keep finding that group, or you need to keep working to find that group. Number 7, no matter how bad you want to leave, don't. Recovery doesn't work if you are not actively involved. So 6 and 7 are tied together. But if you leave, then you've basically said, I'm not going to be working my recovery. I'm going to go back to whatever it is you came from. You may not actively go into doing your addiction or falling for your temptation, but you're still not working your recovery. You may get out of being an addict. You may get out of whatever your temptation is. You may get out of your hurt, your habit, or hang up. But when you don't go to recovery, then you are basically saying that I'm not in recovery, I'm well, and I don't need it. And the problem with that is we all need recovery in some form or fashion because we're imperfect people. We have those moments of weakness that if we do not work our recovery will bite us and send us right back to where we came from. Number 8, remember that finishing a step study or getting to a certain point in your recovery doesn't mean you are cured. Be grateful that your life has changed and continue going to your large and small groups. Part of the healing process is seeing others heal and seeing what God is doing in others' lives and feel joy for them. If we just go to step study or to recovery, and when we feel that, oh, I've done everything I can, I'm not getting any more out of this, and we stop going, you've not completed the healing process. You've not finished it. You skipped step 12. Is basically what you did. All right? Number 9, when starting recovery, it is going to be uncomfortable. For things to change, you have to be uncomfortable because your past is what you were, and if you're wanting to stay there, then you're going to be comfortable because you're used to it. But to change means to be uncomfortable. While you'll never be rid of your past, you can move on from your past so that your past no longer affects your future. Okay? So it's going to feel uncomfortable at first. I promise you, you'll get used to it. You'll get comfortable in recovery and in small group and large group, and you'll understand what it is doing for you. Okay? Number 10, everything may have to change. Everything. The people you are around, to include maybe your parents, brothers, sisters, spouse, loved ones, adult children. Because if they are holding you back, if they are unsafe people in your life, then you can't be around them while while you're in active recovery. You have to be healed and finished with recovery to be able to go back around unsafe people and hold yourself from getting back into the temptations or the struggles or the addictions that you were once in because of these unsafe people. Now, I know it might be hard, it's a struggle, but that's what your accountability team, that's what your sponsor is there for, is to help you in those times of when you feel like, oh, I need to go back to my parents' house. Are they safe? Well, no. Well, then you may not need to go there. Okay? You have to wait until you get to a certain point in your recovery before you can introduce yourself back into an unsafe environment. Number 11, journal. Write down in a notebook. Why is journaling important? Well, journaling is important because it helps you get your thoughts down on paper, not just in your head, but down on paper. It does something to you when you write it down. It like writes it to memory, and it helps you understand yourself. And when you go to small group or step study, or even when you're just talking to your sponsor, it helps you formulate your thoughts instead of being flustered. You have written it down, and you understand. It's easier to talk about what it is you've written down rather than just come straight out of your mind with it. And last but not least, tip number 12, just use the Nike slogan, or just like the Nike slogan says, just do it, right? You will look back on this decision as one of the best decisions of your life when you continue in active recovery. So here's a bonus thing for you. Keep working your recovery. It is not a one and done thing. It is a process that will take the rest of your earthly life to complete, but you'll be happier, find peace, find joy, and find out whatever else God has in store for you. There's going to be a link in the description to find a Celebrate Recovery near you. This is the 12-step program that I attend. This is what I'm a ministry leader of, is Celebrate Recovery. And I fully am invested in Celebrate Recovery because it has changed my life. It has changed the path of my family's life. And if it wouldn't have been for Celebrate Recovery, I don't know where I would be right now. Okay? Don't give up. Keep going. Keep working your recovery. Keep doing it because with the help of Jesus Christ, with God, you can do all things in Him. Be blessed, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.